And here we are, people. I just woke up in my car and slept in had a very cold night in the car, but uh, I wanted to go on a 2 day excursion to Bucksport to cover some of the more well-known, haunted sites and whatnot. And this is right in the middle of downtown, uphill in the suburb section. Um, this graveyard that I've seen pictures of, and it's very picturesque. I really dig it. You look this way, and you have the river. A river runs through it, and you just got my car was right over there, and right alongside the graveyard. The night lighting and everything. It was creepy around here. People got houses right up against this graveyard, man. Being the old goth I am, I'd love that. You know, I love this old schoolhouse or church up the hill from here. And just, the ground we're walking on. I figured we'd do some groovy graveside recitals. I really don't know what to do, but I just thought this is, I don't know, 6:30, 7 in the morning. It gets really dark here, like sooner than the rest of America. They talk about how the sun rises first here in Maine, but we also are the first to lose it, in the wintry season. What do we got here, people? What are we gonna read? If you see one, let me know. Oh, this isn't live cam, but you know what I mean. Wow, I just love this site. I've been seeing pictures of this forever and just been wanting to be here for years now. I drove here once before, with my now ex-wife. I proposed to her in the nearby town of Belfast, and we drove up here, and we didn't know what to look for. We didn't know the history yet, so we drove as far as this. Oh, there's nothing here. We turned around. Meanwhile, there's the grave site, which we're going to do in a separate video, of Jonathan Buck. He's the founder of Bucksport. It was a town, but then, it got burnt down. It got attacked by Indians, all this, the British. And then he comes back and resettles it. And, but, some woman, apparently, as the story goes, she, he had an affair with her or something. She got pregnant, and he banned her from the town. She come back for help, and he had her hung. But the story is she had her burned. But no witches ever burned here in America. That was the evils of Europe. I'd rather be hung than burned alive myself. I gotta admit. And here it is from this angle. And so when they put his, when he died, 60 years later, whatever, I don't know what. He got one of these obelisk stones, like this one here, and there's a marker of her leg stained in the stone, because apparently her deformed son that she had with Jonathan Buck came back to retrieve her leg or something, just for something to bury, and so some of it's, now they're saying it may or may not be true, but sure enough, the stone was replaced a couple times. They tried to sand this, grind this the shape out of the stone. Like one of these, it would have been right there where I'm pointing the leg. Now that's not Jonathan Buck's gravestone. That's another graveyard, probably a walk from here. I haven't found it yet because when I got here, it was already night. I ain't reading no gravestones at night, as groovy as that might be. And, well, you see this here. You got nothing, kid. Nothing to read. And this is a beautiful graveyard, though. You know, what I love about graveyards, this one's got it. Yeah. I mean, it's surrounded in houses. That's a good and a bad thing. There's where the sun's coming up. You know, it's surrounded in houses, so you might have um, good protection on the graveyard because I don't see a lot of fallen stones. And that tells me, you know, because it's so surrounded in these houses, if you see, that, you know, the neighbors, the people living here in houses like this, they're overlooking the place. You know, it's, you know, it keeps vandals from wanting to tear shit up. This looks like an old receiving tomb right here. Where they would just place the bodies in the winter when the ground was too frozen to dig. Now here's a fallen stone. Then they put two more stones on top of it to decorate it. Oh, that's the stones from above there. Huh. Got a little crumbly here. You know, somebody up the hill you can see walking there. It's a ghost. It's a ghost. But that's it, folks. I'm just gonna take a walk around here. It's freezing. It's not freezing. It's freaking cold though. I got nothing to recite for you here though. I'm not seeing anything recital worthy. He's up there thinking he's spying on me. But yeah, there's some hot stones. But nothing, these white ones you can't really read, and they didn't inscribe very much on the white ones for some reason. I don't know why that is. Just the basics. Just what you gotta know, and nothing else, kid. That's all you get. But oh, there's a nice obelisk behind me on my left, but you probably see it as my right. And there's a fallen stone. Huh? That would be easily picked up, though. It's not broken. But, you know, like I said in my last video from yesterday here in Bucksport, there's another graveyard, unexpected visit. People aren't proud of their history. You know, in the 1800s, we wouldn't allow this. So there are fallen stones in here, but you know, the majority are still standing, as you see. Well, that's it. Oh, I'm gonna get going. That guy got to leave. One more view of that. I just love that view. It just looks unchanged since the 1800s, more or less. Yeah, that would have been the site, the same site the Victorians would have seen. I love such sites. My afterlife is going to be made up entirely of such sites. My afterlife home is going to be in the middle of the cemetery. Have I told you? Well, now you know. All right there, kids. There's the main road through the graveyard where all the horses would come through. And at the far end, I don't know if you can see, that's my car. But that's it. Sorry, no ghosts. Not this time of day. They all went back to bed. Back to the coffin. All right. Catch up with you later, guys. This has been the first groovy graveside recital with no recital. I don't know if that's allowed. All right. Hey, wait a minute. I got one. Oh, luckily. These are the ones I usually read from. And like, it's a lone one. If you notice, there's not many of these slate stones. That's the ones they more often inscribed in. You know, so let me read this for you. And we'll call the video. Sleep on, sweet child, and take thy rest. Death only calls to make you blessed. Wow, there you go. That's Franklin, son of Mr. Samuel and Mrs. Sarah Gilpatrick. Now that's an old New Englandy type name. And June 4th, 1827. He only lived 3 years and 10 months. Look at that. That's just a cool story. Yeah. So there you go. There was your graveside inscription. Now get out of here with you. All right. Thanks for visiting. Make sure to like, subscribe. Leave a few bucks in the tin can. I haven't started that yet. All right, we'll catch up with you later. Take care, folks. God loves you, and so do I.